Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines, and we have the good news about Red, our puppy. He's between 4 and 5 months old. He's going to be a big dog. He's already 17 kilos. So we took him in to the vet. We had thought that he actually looked very sick. Wasn't moving around a whole lot, and he was favouring his front leg, and he had a few little cuts and abrasions. At first we thought that he'd been hit by the truck because we felt a bump when we were coming up the other night on Friday night. Of course, the vet is not open on Saturdays. That's their religious day, that's their Sabbath. And so we were unable to take him in then, which would have been our first choice. But anyway, he spent a pretty quiet, we put him in his cage. He didn't actually want to stir out very much. I got him used to being carried. We did try to put a splint on, but boy, he wouldn't let us near him, and he wouldn't come out of the cage. So we left that, and then on later in the evening he did come out, so he kind of perked up a little bit, but he was very this right front leg was very tender, and so he's only a young dog, and we're not up for being bitten, so we acted the coward and we left well alone. He kind of mellowed out from this morning, and I was able to carry him down to the truck, put him in the front seat, and he did the deliveries and pickups with me of the kids for the church, and then we went to Talabon, during which time he promptly threw up on, or as the Americans say, he barfed on the front seat. Fortunately, we put him onto a jacket, and the jacket is now reclining in the back of the truck with a full load in it. Well, it'll get washed, that's for sure. So the vet had him for a couple of hours while I went and had my American breakfast with my friend Michael from Zamora, and it was a pleasant couple of hours. So finally got back, picked up the dog, found out that he didn't have a broken leg, that he evidently must have been in quite a serious fight with one of the other dogs. We're thinking Basher, because Basher tends to be the fighter. Basher has an ongoing top dog contest with, with Snow. And she and Snow, both females, and they really go at it. So it's possible that it was Basher. I don't think it was Pogie, who is certainly big enough now, but Pogie and Red seem to be very, very good pals, so unless things got out of hand, I can't imagine that it was Pogie. Well, we'll never know, but what we do know is that Red is now recovering and doing very well. He got an antibiotic shot for inflammation to help bring down any internal swelling, because that's what obviously will happen, and that's what's causing him the pain. He's already doing very, very well, and so he's come in. I did carry him up the stairs from Nana's house up to our house, because he didn't look as though he could stand the thought of doing those stairs. So I was able to carry him up and put him down in our little porch. And finally, he managed to do the stairs up into the house, and now he's, he's reclining with his other friend. I'll give you a little look, because it really is quite funny. There he is with his friend. That's his friend Turtle. He gets on very well with Turtle. and Turtle was getting into his mad half hour routine, and I wanted to make a video or two, so we decided that he would go in the cage with his pal, and as you see, they're both settled down for now. So that's good news. Had a great time with my friend Mike. Mike is from New Zealand, but interestingly, funny how small a world it is, Mike is actually originally from my hometown, and so he understands exactly some of the more unusual or less familiar, let's say, some of my less familiar sayings. He knows them right off. Plus, he likes to talk about some of the movies and some of the bands that were going at the time. And he's not as old as me. Very few people are as old as me, by the way, but that's okay. So that was our Sunday. I did my usual driving job, and the first thing I do is to take everybody in the Blue, or whichever vehicle we take, and we go down to the church, and then I usually have a couple of stops where I go and pick up other kids and their adult, their mother or father, and I bring them back to the church. And then it's off with Red, and we made it to in very good time. We made it to the vet, and I left Red with the vet, and the vet is very nice. We got Red from the vet, so she has a soft spot for Red. So if ever I go down there, she knows we come away. When we had some of the dogs inoculated for, I think, rabies or fleas or something like that, her husband, her fellow vet and husband, came up to the house on his motorcycle, and he did as many dogs as we could catch. So they know how far we come, and they always babysit or dog sit the dogs whenever we take them in, and we do whatever we got to do, and then pick up the dog on the way home. So Red has been treated, and we have some antibiotics or something that was left over. Let me see. Well, I won't go into whatever, amoxin, or they always have VOX in them, don't they? Something oxin. And that's what we got left from treating one of the other dogs. I think it was Yoda. So that's the good news, and the rundown on the day. Tomorrow we're going to have a different day. I think we might certainly we will be going into Taliban, and whatever duties arrive, that's what we'll be doing. Okay, so thanks for being with us. We actually had a bit of rain today, which is wonderful because we got an ongoing water problem, and we're kind of down to carrying some of the water from the well, and we actually get bottled water. So that was one of the things that we had to do yesterday, was drive around, and even from the filling stations where they're doing purified water, which we get in those big blue bottles which go into the drinking fountains. So obviously we're not drinking the water from the well anymore. We just decided that was a good health thing. We did drink it for a good 3 or 4 years, and we're still here, but we decided that the purified water was a better health decision. So we did manage finally to find a filling station on the way home, as it happened, and we got 5 or 6 bottles of water. Incredibly cheap. They're only like 30 pesos, which is less than $1, and you just exchange the empty bottles for the full. So that's a little bit about a little taster of what life is like here on the hill. we're suffering for water. We've managed to squeeze a little bit out so that all the plants don't die. That Beth has been very busy getting plant pots and putting them in and keeping them alive along with the help of Nanai. So that's what we've been doing. Thanks for looking in. This is a foreigner in the Philippines, and I'll be talking about other things a little bit later. Now that the comments are back on, there's quite a bit to talk about. Bye for now. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.